Welcome to the SVG-TV News for Monday, September 5th. I am Khalil Cato with the details. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union has expressed shock at the condition of some schools on the first day back to the classroom. Commenting on the renovation work at the Kingstown Preparatory School and the Stubbs government, which delayed some classes, President of the SVG-TU, Oswald Robinson, says he is disappointed that work was not completed ahead of the new school term.
Witnessing work still going on one of our largest primary schools, that is the Kingstown Preparatory School. It is quite clear that the school has not been sanitized. There is a gentleman that is still painting, and you know, when you paint, whether it's water paint or oil paint, it needs some time to be properly ventilated because, as you know, these paints having chemicals that could create side effects on our students, and we wouldn't want them to have that unfortunate situation at the beginning of school, especially even those who are entering that school for the first time. We also saw a situation at Stubbs Government School. That school also needs refurbishing, proper painting, fixing of toilets. Similar to the Kingston Preparatory School, we have a lot of toilets there to be put down. And you're wondering what has been done in the last 8 or so weeks when school was on vacation. The North Union Secondary School also is an eyesore. And the situation there is terrible, you know. And there are many others we could name. The situation at Evesham Government School with all those exposed steel, all those toilet bowls behind the school, toilets overflowing, you know. We need to really have a proper maintenance program in place.
The union head called for the Ministry of Education to address the issue of renovations as well as sanitizations at schools. Robinson also urges teachers not to enter schools that are in poor condition.
Respond urgently. Even if you have to take another week to get the school properly prepared, feel free to do that. I mean, it would be justifiable rather than having work ongoing while students are on the compound. So we need to ask our teachers to remove themselves from any work environment that is unhealthy and unsafe. It is for your own safety, and we urge you to take the necessary action. This is mentioned in the Occupational Safety and Health Bill that the worker has a right to remove him or herself from any place. Once you have reasonable ground that the place is unsafe and unhealthy, you need to remove yourself. And we urge the management of all schools, if your school has major problems, you need to close and inform the Ministry of Education. Allow the people to do the work and to finish the work so that our children and our teachers could conduct their teaching and learning in an environment that is safe, that is conducive for quality learning.
For the schools that are adequately prepared to accept students, Robinson applauds the ministry and school management for their efforts.
Those who are already in schools which are comfortable, which are safe, which are healthy, we want to applaud those efforts which were made to make sure that some of the schools are ready, and we want to encourage the students, the teachers, the parents, the management of the school to make the best use of the facilities that you have available. Take care of the school property. We noted that there is always a problem with vandalism, you know, and that is something that we should have a zero tolerance for. We have to encourage our students to take care of the facilities because they cost a lot of money to have them being upgraded, refurbished, whatever the maintenance or the repairs that has been done to these educational institutions. So the students, we urge you to take care of them, make the best use of the opportunity to learn so that you realize your fullest potential. Pay attention to your teachers, be respectful, and we encourage our teachers to continue to, as usual, put their best foot forward, be professional in their approach to the job, and to work with their management teams and their principals. And anything that is troubling, please please remember to communicate with the Seniors and Awareness Teachers Union.
As the 2022-2023 school year began today, the Minister of Education, Curtis King, is giving the assurance that for this school year, students will not lose teaching time due to any pandemic or crises. Over the past 2 years, schools in St. Vincent and the Grenadines were severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano. In his back-to-school address, Minister King notes school attendance is essential to childhood development.
The fund gives 3 main reasons why keeping children in school must be a global priority. Among these is the established fact that education is a powerful tool in the fight to eradicate poverty. Thus, children with less schooling are more likely to live in poverty for the rest of their lives. The Ministry of Education is determined to provide our children and young people with the necessary schooling to avoid such an eventuality. To this end, several of our educators and education officials were enrolled in the International School Leadership Program, facilitated by our Canadian counterparts, and they graduated with the skills necessary to enhance school leadership by focusing on student-centric foundational principles of leadership, which will help to raise professional teaching standards. Moreover, we are committed to the Learning Recovery Program started at the end of the 2021 school year to recover some of the learning losses experienced.
The Education Minister welcomes all teachers and children to the new schools and encourages them to follow all the health protocols.
We all have our part to play in ensuring that our students achieve success. Let us not forget that we are still living in a health pandemic, COVID-19. I therefore call on all to observe the protocols established by the Health Committee of the National Emergency Management Organization in our attempt to create and maintain a safe and healthy school environment. I urge us all to work together to bring about the desired outcomes. Let us make the best use of the resources available to us in our quest to educate our nation's children. I give a special welcome to all the students who are entering new schools, whether at the primary or secondary level. I wish you success in all your productive endeavors. To all other stakeholders, including our education officials, school leaders, teachers, parents, guardians, and ancillary staff at the various institutions, I wish you a successful 2022-2023 school year.
An additional 40 teachers are set to be hired to fill teaching positions in an effort to address staff challenges at schools across the island. This announcement was made by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves while speaking on radio on Sunday. Dr. Gonsalves said due to the late departure of some teachers on pre-retirement leave, as well as study leave granted for another 25 teachers, there is a void in the system that must be filled. The Prime Minister indicated that the Public Service Commission is putting arrangements in place to have these positions filled before the end of the week. Students of the Gome Methodist School were welcomed back to clean and refreshed surroundings today. Principal of the school, Sheridan Edwards, told SVG-TV News that the teachers are ready to ensure that the children and the Gome Methodist School receives quality education. She is also optimistic that students will achieve a 100% pass rate for the 2023 CPEA examination.
At the Gome Methodist School, last year we would have gotten a 94.7% pass rate in the CPEA exam. And we are looking forward to great things for this year. Our focus for last year was on numeracy and literacy improvement in the school. And this year, we are expanding. Yes, we are focusing on numeracy and literacy, and we want to make sure the children are reading at their grade level. However, we have another component where we are working with the parents to get them on board. So we want to focus on the parents, having parenting workshops, getting them involved in the life of their children. So we are expecting great things for the grade 6 students for this year. We are hoping that we will get a good percentage, and also children within the top schools.
Two of the teachers who spoke to SVG-TV News outlined their plans and expectations for the new school year.
I'm expecting to continue working very hard with the pupils, encourage them that they can be all winners. They can, if they really work hard, they can excel. So they come to school, do their best at all time, get help, go home, do the extra revision, get extra help elsewhere, and just be positive. Just keep thinking positively, and remember they can do all things through Christ, who gave them the strength. So I'm expecting them to perform really, really well for this upcoming school year.
This school year, I expect to focus a lot on reading. We did our reading diagnostic assessment just before we went home for the summer, and based on that we've done our intervention plan, and we see a lot of areas where the students need help as it relates to reading, so we're going to focus a lot on reading. We'll also be focusing a lot on group work as well, because I've seen how it has worked last year in the past, but more so last year, and we're going to continue in that vein this year.
Students were also eager to share their expectations and plans for this new school year.
My name is Matthews. I am in grade 6 and I expect to put in a lot of work to go to Thomas Sanders.
I expect that they would be the funnest day in the world.
I expect to all the children and we all to clean up the classroom and try harder with the schoolwork, listen to the teachers and do what they say and don't disobey them.
My parents will be expecting good schoolwork from me and me coming first in every exam and me going to college.
I expect all the children supposed to come to school and sit down in the classroom and learn what they're supposed to learn, and when they're done, go home and do over their extra working.
Pay attention, do your work good, be kind to the teachers, be kind to each and one another, and when the teacher gone out the class, they will speak and do your work. Will help the teachers do other works and do your best, your schoolwork, and pay attention to the teacher. For lesson, I had the teacher for train the class and tell to be quiet.
Meanwhile, the Gomez Methodist School distributed book bags and school supplies to the students in grades 2 to 5. The donation was made possible through Esther Fife from the Fife Foundation in the U.S. The principal and students thanked the foundation for their support.
And she made a donation last year to kindergarten right up to grade 2. It was a Christmas package. She came in person and promised to give book bags for school for this academic school year. And she has fulfilled her promise. So we have bags here for the children from grades 2 right up to grade 5. This is indeed a blessing, because within those bags you will find a notebook, I think it's a pencil case, and then you have little pencils and so on in the pencil case. So we are grateful. It's enough to give thanks for. I know some of you would have your book bags, however, you have another one. So when that one is dirty, you can always use this other bag.
The Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, wishes to advise candidates that the results of this year's Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, and the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence, CCSLC examinations were released online at 6 p.m. today. Students are advised that they can access their results online using the student portal via the link cxc.org/student-results. Police here are investigating 3 separate shooting incidents which over the weekend left 2 men dead. 2 are dead and 1 warded at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, while another was treated and discharged. The first shooting took place in Otley Hall on Saturday, and as a result, 30-year-old Mosiah Westfield, a laborer of Otley Hall, sustained multiple gunshot injuries, and was pronounced dead on the scene. Isaiah Carter, a 19-year-old laborer of the same address, was shot in the stomach and transported to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital for treatment, but later succumbed to his injury. In a separate incident, also on Saturday, 39-year-old Tommy Grisha of Villa was shot multiple times while in Kane Hall. He is reportedly in stable condition in hospital. On Sunday, 32-year-old Dwayne Davey of Otley Hall sustained a gunshot wound to his body. He was treated in hospital and later discharged. The 2 murders mark the 29th and 30th homicides for the year. Police say the circumstances surrounding the shooting incidents are unknown at the moment, and investigations are ongoing. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has condemned the recent murders and shooting incidents. Speaking on WeFM's Issues at Hand program on Sunday, PM Gonsalves urges young people to take advantage of the opportunities for advancement and not be led astray by bad influences.
I wake up this morning with a telephone call from the Commissioner of Police, giving me the usual morning security report that 2 young men got shot and killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, we just have to have the restraint.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities for young people. They have to just, this obsession with guns and following some bad company and all this violence this year on social media and the like.
The Prime Minister has revealed that a new Attorney General is to be appointed in the near future. The current AG, John D. Martin, has served in the position since September 2017 and, according to PM Gonsalves, has had a good tenure. The PM explains Martin's contract will end in October, after which he plans to relocate overseas.
What I can confirm to you is that it is becoming necessary. It has become necessary given we will have a new AG because the current AG was served us very well. His contract comes to an end sometime to the end of this month. And he has his family, he has to go and meet his family who lives overseas. But I've asked him to stay on for at least another month.
Okay.
But as you will know that I would have somebody in mind and would have spoken to that person already, but I'm not ready to speak about
Fair
that.
enough.
A video showing opposition member of Parliament for East Kingstown, Dwight Fitzgerald Bramble, receiving a body piercing has been making the rounds on social media recently. The parliamentarian released a statement explaining the circumstances surrounding the video and apologized for the use of profanity while undergoing the procedure. Bramble explains the procedure was done almost 2 years ago and he was not aware it had been recorded or posted to social media. Bramble says he is speaking out in hopes of breaking what he describes as a pattern of a lack of accountability.
I have to admit, however, that the piercing in the video was a lot more painful than I anticipated, which resulted in my reaction with very regrettable profanity. I wish here to sincerely apologize to everyone who was offended by the use of such profanity. The use of such language does not reflect my true character. As a politician and parliamentary representative for East Kingstown, I am human first, but my commitment to serve you, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, does not change and will never be shaken.
Bramble urges Vincentians not to become distracted by personal matters, but rather to pay attention to the issues affecting the standard of living in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It is sad that in an era where lack of accountability for millions of dollars by this government gets swept under the rug, and we are exerting so much energy on a video which really and truly does not even help to improve our lives. Let us not be distracted by these weak attempts to curtail discussions on the failed policies and projects of this government, the ULP government. Let us not be distracted from the fact that all we can do now in Vincy is eat bread and butter, and even that is becoming a challenge. Let us focus on the real issues impacting the lives of Vincentians.